to a brand. I'm sorry. I'm sick of this. Aliens are real. Sorry that I'm just an expert at stuff. You know that? I'm an expert. Don't even think of trying to judge because I'm an expert. We're gonna get into today's video by checking some videos out about aliens. As usual, I'm telling you, I'm sick. What is that mic? And guys, yeah, I can pause now until the video. Go, let's go. What the hell?
UAP sightings have been reported. UAP stands for Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, otherwise known as UFOs. The annual report on unidentified aerial phenomena now reveals 366 new close encounters since an agency was formed in 2021 to track them. That's more than double the number reported in the previous 17 years combined.
Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, let's
go!
Let's try!
Officials say they can explain less than half those encounters, usually a mix of drones, balloons, or birds. The rest remain a mystery. Like this Navy pilot's video from 2004, showing a group of unknown aviators seemingly defying the laws of physics.
There's a whole fleet of them. Oh my gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west.
Or this inexplicable run-in off the coast of California in 2015. Pentagon officials say it's not time to call the men in black just yet.
Who are you? Really?
Really? I am just a figment of your imagination.
But they say it's crucial to track, investigate, and disclose reported.
Can I just say something, please? Aliens are real, they're real. I don't care what anybody says. Aliens are real. Think about it. So there is many universes out there in the whole world that can easily just. There's so many galaxies. There's so many everything. We've only explored about, let's say, 10% of the ocean. What about that other 90%? There's creatures we don't know about. So if there's something like that, if there's such thing as a megalodon, then what really thing can try and say that there's no such thing as aliens? It's simple. They have an ore that we don't know that's on the periodic table, and that's how they fly their spaceships. How do we fly planes? Put it all together, guys. It's simple. There's such thing as aliens, and they've been watching us our whole life.
Incidents to help protect national security and safety for all
that is
flyers.
right there.
I think one of the key points in this report, given the potential hazard that UAPs do present, notably there's been no reported collisions.
One reason for the spike in UFO sightings, officials say they've been working to destigmatize the topic in the name of safety, and more government agencies are working together to share information. Andrew, Christy?
Right, the truth is out there. Brittany Shepard joining us in New York from our Washington bureau. Brittany, thank you.
I'm telling you, it's aliens literally exist, and it's simple. It's not really that hard to really make aliens exist. Okay, I'm not watching a 57-minute one. Guys, we might do that some overtime. Guys, if you guys want me to react to that sometime, an hour documentary, it probably is it? No, it's not. If you guys want me to react to that, what is this? I'm curious.
Mountain, as towering as Japan's Mount Fuji at 12,400 feet, would not even break the surface.
Wait. What the hell just happened? Boop, boop. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what that was about. But it should be good now.
To 200 miles an hour. During its peak season, it is home to only 4,000 scientists
Oh my
and
God,
military personnel.
I don't.
The last remaining territory on the planet that could have such a designation
We're gonna get
is
the popcorn
Antarctica.
out for this. The alien teacher does
Although it was discovered nearly 250 years ago, scientists have more questions than answers when it comes to this frozen continent. Due to the sheer depth of the
world's
ice
flat.
covering its landmass,
Who thinks
the
that?
surface of Antarctica is unable to be seen with the naked eye. And ancient astronaut theorists
Jetlin's
propose
her W.
that it is not just the geology that is hidden from us. They suggest there is far more human and perhaps non-human activity happening in Antarctica than we've been told.
Oh my God, you
Something
see that?
seems to be going on this mysterious
Oh
continent
my
at the South
God!
Pole.
Tell me how they don't believe aliens real. Did you see that thing? I need to see that again.
In Antarctica than we've been told.
Look, bro!
Something seems to be going on this mysterious continent at the South Pole. And it has been theorized by a number of people that Antarctica is some kind of alien base.
Rumors of extraterrestrial activity
my
in
God.
Antarctica have circulated for years. If these accounts
Imagine-
are true, and there is,
Imagine if aliens lived in the hidden city of Atlantis. Yo, what's up? Standing underwater. Could fall, you know.
in fact,
We don't know where Atlantis is. I'm just putting some theories out here, guys.
an extraterrestrial presence in Antarctica today. Could it have been there for hundreds or even thousands of years?
Definitely.
In July 2018, Linda Moulton Howe interviewed a whistleblower who offered to provide her with classified information regarding Antarctica on the condition that she not reveal his identity. Her source, a retired Navy SEAL who she identifies as Spartan 1, provided her with details of an ancient structure he claims to have visited during his time at the South Pole.
At that time, my rank was First Lieutenant Commander, Naval Special Operations. We were inbound the southeast coast of Antarctica. We were dispatched for, unofficially, was a research reconnaissance mission. Officially, it was to find a certain individual, obtain any information, and bring it back.
What was the date?
August 2003.
According to Spartan 1, when he and his team reached their destination, they encountered a large octagonal structure protruding from the ice. Cautiously, they proceeded to enter it.
At the very top of the first structure that we entered, there was almost 18 feet poking from the ice. The rest of it was hidden under the ice. Each door was the same.
Space up. We know that aliens can easily cover up stuff. Boom. The government are lying to us.
Anywhere from 18 feet thick to around 30 feet thick. And even though these doors were that thick and that heavy, you could take one finger and push them and they would open. There was no resistance whatsoever. The outside temperature was at least 40 degrees below
What is
zero.
up? I want to look
Once you stepped inside these structures, the temperature was an ambient 68 to 72 degrees.
What about the ceilings, hallways, floors?
It was lighted from the
Not the
inside,
alien
but we
stuff,
could
right?
not find the source of
The
light.
aliens are messing with
It was a lime green in color. The walls were lined with what I call hieroglyphics, but nothing of hieroglyphics that I've ever seen in my life.
Could there really be mysterious structures buried at the South Pole? Structures built by an advanced extraterrestrial civilization in our remote past.
Yes.
buried underneath the ice in Antarctica could well be stone temple constructions. There could be biological material, remains of beings that lived there and could still be there. It could be the greatest reveal in all of human history.
Another thing I want to check out: pyramids, bro. Aliens built the pyramids, yeah. Deal with it. That looks really cool. Deal with it.
Big Brother surveillance technology. As that technology improves, though, and since you willingly feed huge chunks of personal
Or we're being spied on by aliens.
data in a connected device, to some extent, Big Brother already knows a lot about you. But imagine a bigger brother is watching over various people who
Oh my god.
believe it to be true. Let us explain. There's this thing called zoo theory, which is sometimes called the zoo hypothesis. This theory tells us that there's a chance that we're being watched over by extraterrestrial life, but those guys are just not in the mood to tell us about it. We are animals.
Oh my god, I accidentally stopped the video. Guys, what did I say at the start? Aliens have been watching us for our whole life. Deal with it. What we watching about? I'm telling you.
Is pretty much nil. There just has to be intelligent life out there, and it must have technology that allows interstellar travel. Then you have to consider the universe outside the Milky Way, and the number of stars is mind-blowing. Surely it's arrogant to believe that we're all alone, as if us little humans rule the universe. There's an organization called Messaging Extraterrestrial Intelligence, or METI for short. This group comprises of many scientists, and they get together to discuss the possibility of contacting aliens, or us being watched over by aliens. On their website, the first thing you see is a statement that says METI doesn't rule out the possibility of life outside of Earth. If you scroll down, you'll see their list of objectives, and the first one goes like this: to conduct scientific research and educational programs in messaging extraterrestrial intelligence and the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. Scientists from all walks of life that are in METI are doing things right now, such as working on interstellar transmission technology. If ET could phone home, maybe humans could develop such long-distance communication tech. They also discuss the Fermi paradox and something called the Drake equation, which takes into account the size and age of the universe and what might be in it. Again, these people are not conspiracy theorists getting high in parents' basements.
We
They are
need another good
scientists.
movie like
The
ET, bro.
president of METI is one Douglas Vakoch, and he's a renowned astrobiologist.
Got a question for y'all. Have y'all ever watched Safari or something? You know, I don't. It's something with the it's about a house that goes to space, and then they have to fight. And there's an asteroid man, and there's aliens, and there's a spaceship outside. No, and I'm like, what the hell? It's not Zootropolis. God, it's Sahari or something. It's about a house going to space or something. Their dad's at work or something.
This science is concerned with the evolution of the universe. For a long time, he's been working on interstellar messaging, but he's also well aware that human senses might not exactly work with alien senses. Even if we could send messages to other galaxies, if we said, "Hey guys, how's it going?" it might not work out. In fact, one of the latest blogs on the METI website asks if human language is any way to try and connect with aliens. The writer asks, is it a good way to send information to beings who are likely to be very different from us, whose bodies, sensory capabilities, cognition, environment, and experiences may be very different from our own? Then if we send out a message in human language form, which language? She states that while the Voyager disk, which is aboard NASA's famous Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 spacecraft, might have lots of information on it in 55 languages, we might better try and communicate in signs, shapes, and symbols and numbers. What's on the disk, you might ask? Well, if aliens pick it up, they'll find images of nature here on Earth, as well as many sounds of nature. They'll hear a message from former US President Jimmy Carter and be able to get down with a bit of Morse code. They'll see images of humans doing things and listen to the likes of Mozart and Beethoven. Chuck Berry is also on there, but unfortunately, no Led Zeppelin. They actually wanted to put the Beatles on the disc, but the record company EMI wouldn't allow that. Yeah, it's true. So back to the zoo. Those guys at METI often discuss something called the Great Silence, which relates to the question of why do these galactic zookeepers keep out of our face? Well, it's like we said, if aliens are that superior in intelligence, if they came into contact with us, they'd mess with our heads. We'd have to reevaluate life itself, and this would cause chaos. Just imagine if one day your dog got up and said in perfect English, "Hey buddy, can we skip the walk today? I'm thinking about going to Rover's house to discuss Wittgenstein's theory of the talking lion." If that happened, we'd have to start rewriting a few books, so the aliens stay away. In 2018, at a METI meeting, they talked about the idea of us being quarantined by...
If dogs could talk, that would be woo!
aliens.
I'd milk Daisy for content.
One researcher at METI explained that. It seems likely that extraterrestrials are imposing a galactic quarantine because they realize it would be culturally disruptive for us to learn about them. It's kind of the same thing as talking dogs. If they got into contact, our culture and society would be so disrupted, we would just collapse for a while. Just imagine if right now, as you're watching this, an alien spacecraft pops up outside your window. You're then informed that the world is an illusion, and your consciousness is eternal and infinite. We bet you wouldn't clock in at work or go to school tomorrow. Some folks at METI also say that we haven't developed full cognitive abilities yet, that there might be another level of consciousness in our evolution. The famous, now deceased...
Want to know how to find the cheapest flights on Kayak? Head to Kayak, enter your origin and destination.
Preposterous. He believed alien life could be already here, and they might actually be in psilocybin mushrooms hidden in the very atoms of the things. He said those mushrooms are disguised as a drug, but might really be aliens. They are here, according to him, but we just don't get it yet. This might sound crazy to you, but serious scientists are now talking about the mind-blowing substance dimethyltryptamine, DMT, which takes people to places that are out of this world. Yes, lots of people visit aliens on their colorful trips. Research has shown that some people are absolutely convinced they saw aliens. This is why scientists at Johns Hopkins have been studying those breakthrough trips. We found more scientific research in the US that is taking seriously the possibility of DMT shooting people to another universe.
I can't believe I already broke the controller.
We're not saying this is proof that aliens are among us and we're being watched by them, but it's interesting that science is taking DMT so seriously as of late. Joe Rogan must be very proud, because any chance he gets, he mentions his DMT experiences. He certainly wouldn't dismiss the alien contact theory. Then there's this theory. Maybe millions of years ago, aliens detected life on a blue planet, the one we call home. They thought, let's send some signals to that place and see what happens. But let's just say that vampire squids and the Gojirasaurus weren't up for chatting. We weren't evolved just yet. We pretty much spent most of our time eating, fighting, procreating, and pooping. The aliens had to wait. So what did they do next? Once they'd been snubbed by...
Bro, aliens need to just go and pee.
basic life on...
How about this? Episode 20 of Reactcast. This is probably, I'm pretty sure this is episode 11. So 9 more episodes. I'll watch the alien documentary and I'll try and get someone with to watch it. What's that? 1 hour documentary about top 10 UFO sightings in 2022. Even though 2022 sucks! I will. Can't believe we're
on
coming
Earth.
to the end
They
of
sent a probe
Reactcast.
here and bugged a rock. Why, you might ask? The answer is they wanted to keep an eye on us. Back to the zoo theory thing. The rock they bugged, though, was what was called co-orbital, meaning that it flies around the Earth. If you want a good view of Earth, there's not much point in bugging a rock actually on the planet. A researcher named James Benford, who's also part of the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence group, came up with this idea. Why does he think that? Well, it seems like quite the not. Even if we don't find ET, we might find something of interest. The closest one is about 38 times further away from Earth than the Moon. We call it the Earth's closest companion, and NASA has said that it's not going anywhere. Well, we mean it's gonna hang around near Earth for centuries to come. That's why some folks are saying we need to do some more extraterrestrial archaeology. Start digging, NASA, because there might be a chance that we're part of an alien-led surveillance state. You might think that it's very hard to send a spacecraft that far, but from what we can see, it's not that hard. In fact, China said it'll send a spacecraft to Earth's closest companion in 2024. The spaceship Chang'e will be equipped with robots that will do a bit of digging around. Maybe they'll come back with some bugs and blow our minds. But if there's a trade war still going on, you can expect the Chinese not to share in the spoils. If in 2025 China suddenly starts speaking alien, you know how it happened. Some of those researchers really do think that those space rocks might be bugged, and they are the best chance we have of finding out if we are in a space zoo. One scientist said, if we don't find anything, that means no one has come to look at life of Earth for over billions of years. That's a big surprise, a stunning thing. When you consider what we've done over our 10,000 plus years of being fairly civilized, imagine what a species could do given a million years. Imagine what we will be capable of in a million years. Yes, we'll be all over the universe. There are things we'll achieve that we can't possibly imagine now. Imagine telling a guy in the dark ages about a show you watch online called the Infographic Show. He could not possibly envision the future, and neither can you. With that in mind, maybe a super civilization did visit us a long time ago. Maybe we're just slow to get out of the blocks. The idea of there being these super civilized space folks has been embraced by a lot of our greatest scientists. Carl Sagan was one of those scientists, and here's a lovely quote from him. The universe is a pretty big place. If it's just us, seems like an awful waste of space.
Me and Mr. Huck said that the last time we nearly had. I said that at the start as well. Guys, all the things I'm saying is coming together.
Really. When you look up into the sky, just imagine someone has been watching us evolve. The big brother who's been around for millions and millions of years saw us crawl out of the swamp. They watched as we stood up and started making spears and drawing pictures of buffalo on cave walls. We hunted and gathered, and a few thousand years later, we started talking about gods that live in the skies. They must have loved that. Then they witnessed endless wars as we struggled to fight over land or which region was the right one. Come on, guys, they thought. It's us. We're your gods. Get with the program. They were astounded when we built bombs that could destroy an entire planet. They knew who killed JFK and why those guards were sleeping when Mr. Epstein ran out of air. They're confounded by President Donald Trump's Twitter feed, and they're keeping an eye on you right now as you get to the end of the show. We might also add that while it's very plausible that aliens exist and are watching over us, in terms of scientific proof, well, that's yet to come. If you like this video and you want to
start talking about this, if you don't see me again, just know that kills me. Remember, guys, Reactcast episode 20. We will watch. I'll see you guys in the next video.